Hello, hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources. Soviet Republic Mod Monday. Today we have Yugoslavian buildings, extra long heating pipes, and Czechoslovakian residential. Residential buildings, that is. Right, again, in last 7 days there was at least 30 mods released, 60 mods released, and there's enormous amounts of maps, so please go and check them out. If you want to change a map or start on a new map, there's magnificent amount of maps released. These are just some mods that caught my eye, and I decided to put them in this mod Monday. I hope you guys gonna enjoy it. Let's get cracking. First things first, long distance underground heating extender by Dirty Dirk. This mod, if I'm gonna read that, go and check out in the link in the description of the video about this mod. There's a description why this is there and what this is. Now I'm gonna explain in short what this is. This is a heat extender that extends to 250 meters, 500, 750, 1 kilometer, 1.5 kilometer, and 2 kilometer long. Though this is literally building that is 2 kilometer long. Let me demonstrate. If you press F3, you can see how long these buildings are. These are just some demonstrations of that I put out there. I want to show how many of them they are. Now, negative side about this, it is a little bit on a cheaty side because there's no heat loss in this building. There's no heat loss. This building literally acts like a building that is 2 kilometers long, and within a building there's no loss of heat, so you can extend your heating as far as you want. In the game, the longer the pipe is, the bigger heat loss of that pipe is, so you burn more coal and less hot water comes on the other side. This building negates that, and it creates for you beneficial circumstances where you don't lose heat on distance. Now you have all the distances that you can imagine, well, up to 2 kilometers. Let's check out the other side that is actually positive about this. It's fairly priced. Now you can see here that each one of them, if we go to F3, this is the shortest one. We have 250 meters. We have shortest one with shallower depth. That would be this one. So this one would cost 47,598 rubles here on the map. Compared to 500, it's almost double the price. Even, yeah, it's just short of double the price. And you can see that the rest of them, up to 2 kilometer long, they are 359,000 rubles for one of these buildings. So this is quite expensive to build if you want to build it. So I'm assuming that all the materials that go into this building are equivalent of the real life ones. Now, if you think that this is cheaty, fine, leave the comment in the comment section. If you think that this is fair and that you're going to be using that, please leave the comment as well. I wonder what you consider this building to be as. Now, price wise, it's extremely fair. About the building, I see so many benefits of it. More details in the description of the video. We have Matinov Uvu and efficient electric heating plant. The game makes it clear. Small heating plant heats 210 cubic meters of water with 42 gigajoules of energy per day. This comes out to be just around 0.5 megawatts of constant power for 24 hours. This is actually quite interesting. Before they were like really the consumption, like previously we had these big electric heating plants, and there was an issue with them and electricity, how much electricity they draw. This is a really small one. This is a small heating plant, electric heating plant, quite realistic. So I like it. I really like it. I'm gonna test it in my Let's Plays. I'm gonna be using it in my Let's Plays because I think electricity is the future where we should go for rather than coal heating, and I'm gonna try to use this a little bit more often. Now let's go and check out more details about this mod. If you go to a mod section, we have the efficient electric heating plant. It's quite small one, like previously mentioned. It does use 40 megawatt hours of power, which is just under half a megawatt of power per hour, is it? And gives out 140 gigajoules of heat, even though it says there that is 42 gigajoules of heat. That's a little bit more. I'm not sure if I'm looking at something wrong here, but this is efficient. Oh yeah, that would be the same one. So it's a really nice building, something that I'm gonna test it out. I'm not really sure if it's cheaty or not because we don't have electric equivalent in the game, but definitely something that I'm gonna explore a little bit. 16,000 rubles seems a little bit on the inexpensive side. Now bear in mind that these electric heating plants, they don't emit any CO2. Does this one do? No, consume some water, but that's about it. No pollution emitted, so they emit no pollution. And then we have comparison to the vanilla ones. You get for 42 gigajoules of heat on vanilla, 22,000 rubles, and this one has the whole mechanism of consuming coal, burning coal, and this kind of stuff, while electric one just has an electric heater, I'm gonna assume. So yeah, I think price-wise and in all other aspects, it's a quite nice mod. I don't think it's cheating at all. It looks beautiful, and that's something definitely gonna see in my Let's Plays. Right, next two mods are by Equinox Nova, and these are early access mods. They're gonna be released in the future. You can get early access to them by subscribing to Equinox Nova Coffee channel. You have the link in the description of both of the mods, Hotel Obrenovac, and the other one is the mod that we're gonna cover after this one. But we have Serbo-Croatian, which haha, I can read because I'm from there. The second one in this English description, Hotel Obrenovac was built in 1983, that's 1 year after Oolykee was born. Actually, I was born at the end of the 17 December, I expect gifts. And at the time, it was popular place for going out, where guests came from all parts of Belgrade, weddings, graduation, celebrations, sends off. There's a huge description about this, the size of it, and when it was privatized, renovated, all this stuff, history of this hotel. Now, there is always, like with Equinox Nova, there's a trick to these mods. He usually does not build the collisions in the mods, and you have to either flatten the ground or place them where you want to place them. In this case, Equinox Nova has like, something that I was mentioning a long time ago for a lot of people, that, you know, if you're building mods without collisions, that you should build a big foundation for them underneath. Also, there's the same thing goes with the parking spaces. Now, both of those buildings are built on the slope, as you can see here, F2. This is intentional, so I can show you how the building looks when it's sloped. Now, let's build these buildings correctly, and how they go, how Equinox Nova is suggesting that we should build them so they perfectly fit to each other. Now, there is a little bit of an entrance here, and we have entrance here, so we're gonna do it like this. We have the building over here, and we're gonna go for G, and we're gonna go for mods. This is the Hotel Obrenovac, and this is the Hotel Obrenovac's parking lot. I think we're gonna have to build a building on the flat ground to show you this perfectly. So, few seconds later. Bada boom, bada bing, few seconds later, we have the setup of the perfectly flat Hotel Obrenovac. As you can see, the pillars over here, we're gonna demonstrate that in a second. Pillars over here are totally underground, and you can't even see them, but if you want to angle, like build a hotel on the angle, I'll demonstrate that as well. Right, this should be perfectly flat-ish. So if we go to the parking lot, which I go for all of my mods because they are conveniently next to each other, we can see here Hotel Obrenovac's parking. Now, there is a trick to it. Like I said, Equinox Nova builds in things that you should follow if you want to make it perfectly aligned. Now Oolykee is gonna try to do the best he can over here. Looks like it's the best he can is not good enough. But if you align these two to each other, I don't even think that's even close to perfect, but should be like this. Let's build it real fast and see how it looks after it's constructed. It should be close-ish enough. As you can see, Oolykee made a little bit of a boo-boo here. It's a little bit disconnected, but I'm pretty sure that you guys can make it much better than I can. And this is how it should look on the flat ground. Like I said, there it does have some features that are really nice if you slope it, but you have to be careful when you slope it, because some of the parts of the building might not be on the perfectly flat ground. Like, for example, this parking lots for the trucks that deliver the food, and the entrance, maybe entrance is fine, but some parts of the buildings are underground. This terrace over here, I think it would look great if it was separated from everything else. But anyway, this is just my opinion, and this is how the end should look like: parking spaces and the hotel itself. Right, let's move on. Or let's get back. So we need to check out the price of the hotel. As you can see here, 315,000 for 320. people, so that would be 1,000 rubles per person. That means absolutely nothing, but we can compare it to some vanilla 170, and we have 75, and we have 135, 26,000 rubles. So let's say that you can have 3 times more people, 3 of these hotels would be 75,000 rubles, and this is 300,000 rubles. So it's absolutely, as always, Equinox Nova make it quite realistic, pricey, but realistic price, not a cheaty mod at all. Yugoslav residential buildings by Equinox Nova. This is one of the early access mods as well that I got access to. They're gonna be released in a couple of months, but you can get the early access to them by following the links to Equinox Nova coffee page, and of course to his portfolio of the mods he already released on Steam, so you can check out what Equinox Nova is all about. Now this is my favorite mod, this mod Monday, because it reminds me, and I think this is similar, if not the same design of the buildings where I went to college, city of Osijek in eastern Croatia, and it's kind of similar to where my parents live now. And these apartments in this game have 98% quality, and I can vouch for that. They're extremely thick walls with really good insulation in between, and heating them and cooling them in the summer, heating them in the winter, it's extremely simple and efficient. These buildings come with, in the game, they come with 10, 7 and 4 floor high, with 4 being 60 inhabitants, 7 floor high it's 160 inhabitants, and 10 floor high it's 152 inhabitants. I think I mentioned that this is my favorite mod, this mod Monday. I'm gonna mention probably even more. Right, what about the cheatiness of the buildings? Are they cheaty? Well, knowing Equinox Nova, definitely no. They're actually twice the price of the similar buildings in the vanilla buildings. So you can see here, for example, the most expensive one would be 20,000 rubles, and equivalent of those is more expensive than even the biggest buildings in the game, like these ones, and even where's the other one? This one, for example, 15,000 rubles. This is the same price, just a bigger quality. You can see here these ones have more people in there. They're 25% cheaper than the Equinox Nova mod, and they have almost the same quality, and they have bigger capacity. So definitely not a cheaty mod. Size-wise, again, you can see that they're kind of similar, and definitely not a cheaty mod. Right, that's it. My favorite mod is Mod Monday, third time. We have Torre Velasca by Fox Emperor. Torre Velasca is a skyscraper built in 1950s by the BBPR Architectural Partnership in Milan, Italy. The tower is part of the first generation of Italian modern architecture, while still being a part of Milanese context in which it was born. Right, I don't think I'm gonna continue saying this, because I'm a big fan of Florence, so Milan, no. I'm kidding, this is a really beautiful building. So specification, number of workers is 560, quality 87%, floors 26. Okay, so what is this? What is this? I believe this is a residential building, as you can see here, all the way in the residential building area. We have Torre Velasca, 105,000 rubles, 87% quality, so there's not much we can say about this building except that it's not cheaty, because it costs so much to build, and you can see that it requires 62 tons of concrete, more importantly 108 tons of steel and 432 tons of prefab panels. Absolutely beautiful, right? I have nothing to say. We're gonna have to go and check out the modeling of this. You can see 3D models all over the place. This looks like a brutalism rather than panels, but well, I don't know if there's a difference. Really nice details, I have to say that. This is probably the entrance to the building. Yeah, this is definitely not. I would like to live in in this place. How much are the apartments there? No, Oolykee cannot afford that. Oolykee cannot afford apartment. Anyway, so, criticism? Green is too green. Yeah, I think there's like a little bit too artificial green. Only on these top panels, the rest of them look quite nice. Probably it's just the lighting. I don't know. I don't have anything to criticize here. I think the model looks really beautiful. It's pricey, and it's supposed to be absolutely stunning. link in description of the video. Czechoslovak houses T06B-73 set. Now this 73 set doesn't mean 73 pieces, it's only 9 as you can see on the screen. They're prefabricated houses built in South Bohemia from 1973 until 1980. Set includes houses for 4-floor, 6-floor and 8-floor houses. All buildings are non-collision. All buildings can be transparent. I have no idea what transparent means in this case. Maybe freestanding individual, because I noticed that the buildings are in a link in the description of the video. You have the single section, middle section, and end section of the building. Now, you have how you can put them in which angles, how you can place the buildings. Unfortunately, as you can see here, unfortunately the mod maker did not explain this, but you can see these red sides of the buildings that are flat, no windows. That means that you can probably lean another building against it in that direction, so you can make L-shaped buildings out of any of these, which is, I think, it's really great. Some of them look like they're freestanding. As you can see, this one has windows on all sides. I bet that some of the apartment owners wouldn't want to have another building leaning on their balcony, so some of the buildings are freestanding, some of them are separate sections of the buildings. Anyway, if it wasn't Equinox Nova's Yugoslavian buildings, this would definitely be my favorite mod this Mod Monday, because I love residential buildings. Anyway, what about the most important thing about these buildings? The most important thing is, are they cheaty or not? Let's see if they can pass the cheatometer. Cheatometer says we need to get the price-wise, and cheatometer says that 5,000. Ooh, this is interesting. Let's see, the biggest ones is 120. I think straight away I'm gonna say that they are equivalent of vanilla buildings. Let me just see what they have. Only 6.4 tons of steel. I can straight away say that I would increase the amount of steel that these buildings require. But price-wise, we're gonna go for the biggest ones. Let's see, 104, 192. What? Where's the one? Here we go. 128 people building. So this is 128. I think we have 127. Let's just check that. 127. So this prefabricated building cost 11,000 rubles. 11,000 rubles, while this vanilla one, while this modded one, let's remove it from here. You can see it all the way there. 128 people, cost 9,500. So it's more or less equivalent of the building. Now bear in mind, it doesn't have any collisions. Equivalent of the vanilla one. It doesn't have any collisions, heads up. So you have to place it on a flat ground if you don't want it to levitate above ground. So yeah, really realistic price, close enough. Perfect building, something you're gonna see in my Let's Plays. I give you Numenor Inhabited with custom buildings by Moazol. Numenor is a beautiful island with many settlement possibilities. The many shores of plenty of space offer plenty of space for complex port facilities. The flat plains offer plenty of pristine forests and enough space for farming. The hill and mountains there are beautiful views for tourists. Right, there's a story behind this. There's the whole description of that. You really need to check it out if you want to play this one. Another map is also in the works. Yada yada yada. Have fun, enjoy. PS, if you like it, thumbs up for more contact. If you have any vicious suggestion improvement, leave a comment below. Right, so Muscle, known modder, so, you know, already no questions about it. Let's go and check out what it was created here. We have some custom buildings, but also we have some vanilla buildings. Now, if you, in order to get the full experience of this map, you need to subscribe to the mod on the right hand side called Derevnaya village. So the Derevnaya is, I believe that would be wooden houses. Derevo would be the wooden ones. I'm not perfect. It's probably Russian, maybe even some other Eastern European Cyrillic language. Not Serbian though. But right, map, beautiful. Looks like English lords were dividing this house, because looks like they're dividing this land, because you have all these little bushes and trees dividing the individual parcels of land. Okay, we have a big road around the island with, this one is a mud road. Yeah, right, what's that? Puking? Dead? This is one of those, was it like swastika forest that they made, and then like 50 years later, only people found out when the planes were flying in autumn that there was like tree planted in the swastika shape and stuff. Anyway, right, let's see how the mountains look like. There's a nice ridges here. Oolykee would like to climb there. Okay, and all the way up. Is it even possible to go all the way up? It looks like it's all the way up is really all the way up. You can't see anything from here. Yeah, beautiful views. My rear end. No, it's a really nice location. This is Oolykee's mod Monday buildings. Okay, let's check out the map. Map is like this. It's an island. North you have NATO border crossing, as you can see it here. We have part of the island connected to NATO countries. Okay, so technically it's an island, but it's surrounded by sea, not really an island. You can see here 2 Soviet borders on this side, but let's see the resources towards the Soviet borders. These are more important to check. We have the village over here that we already checked out, Staralenia. Wait, is that South Slavic language? Because Staralenia is all the lanes. Anyway, coal. Oh, a lot of coal here. Yep. There's a lot of coal near this border crossing, and the other one as well. So you can start developing in this neighborhood. Iron is plentiful as well. You can see that it's dotted around. You probably won't get 100% mines, but it's gonna be close to that. Oil, again, dotted around. Most of the resources is underwater, but the one onshore are also easily accessible. Uranium, uranium is gonna be limited. And then you have a bauxite as well. Okay, so I would say that it's resource related. It's a really easy map. Flatlands, there's enough of it. You are an island, but you still have border crossings to Soviet and NATO countries, which is like, hey, they have to ship it. Maybe it would be better just to leave it as an island. Just my 2 cents. I'm not a fan of islands, but you know, maybe if it's an island, just make it an island. But again, that's just my 2 cents, and I'm not that well experienced with these with island maps. Now you have a really beautiful area here with some collapsed bridges, and there we go, some wooden houses over here. Those would be for those village houses, the mod that we subscribed to. Yeah, this looks like a really nice area. This is beautiful. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, notification bell, ring it, comment section, hit it. And if you want to support the channel, you have description in the video for all the mods released. Please check the description as well. Any individual mod is linked in there. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.